Hi, I'm Heidi Hewitt, AutoCAD Technical Marketing Manager at Autodesk, and I'm here with Guillermo Melantoni, Senior Product Manager for User Interaction and Interoperability at Autodesk. Guillermo, can you describe what it is about surface modeling in AutoCAD, specifically surface associativity, that makes it so powerful?
Yeah, so the concept of surface associativity has to do with the fact that when you toggle on associativity, any change on the objects that are driving the shape will replicate on the shape itself. For example, you have a spline and you make an extrusion, right? So when you tweak the spline, you just move a control vertex, or you even add another control vertex, and the spline changes, then AutoCAD is trying to understand what happened and then just recreating the surface based on that change. And it can be even more complex. For example, let's say that you have two extrusions and then there's a blend between them. So there are three surfaces there, and the blend, the last one, is driven by the edges of the other surfaces. So we have, for example, two splines at the bottom, extrusions, and then a blend, right? So any change on the first lines will, first of all, impact on the extrusions, and then since the extrusion changes, also impact on the blend. So imagine, you can have a very complex shape, and going back to the concept of conceptual modeling, you change anything, even the first thing you ever did on the model, and everything will change without you needing to do everything again. So that is absolutely powerful.
Surface associativity, you basically have to delete that 3D geometry and
without surface associativity, you should probably have to click and do many times, right? So it's so powerful, it's so interesting what we've done in AutoCAD with associativity, that even trimming a surface, right, which is it's a very powerful thing. I mean, you can just create a hole on anything. That the new edge on that surface is also driven by associativity. So pretty much you can do anything you want, and if you're not impacting too much on the shape, for example, you create something that is creating an invalid surface, right? Of course, at some point there are some limits, but if you keep your common sense and the changes are within some boundaries, you pretty much can drive those surfaces with a lot of flexibility. And again, flexibility and power are the two most important things when you're doing conceptual design, because that's what lets you explore and not get frustrated by not being able to do that, or having to do 20 or 30 different models, which is what probably we did a couple of months ago.
It's hard to believe how much has changed just in this past year.
Absolutely. When you start modeling with AutoCAD 2011, and for any reason you need to go back to even 2010, which was a couple of months before that, the sense of frustration of not having those tools, if you're really onto those things, it's tremendous. So I really find it very interesting. So that the idea of getting a new tool like isolation or other things that we did, that you think, so how was I living without this before?
How did I live without it? Yeah,
and that is very, very interesting.
All right, good. Thank you for sharing, Guillermo.
Welcome.